Once upon a time, you dressed so fine, through the bumps of dime in your prime. Then you, people call, saying, beware, doll, you're bound to fall. You thought they were all.
Bob Dylan, a name that resonates as both a folk troubadour and a cultural revolutionary. Born on May 24, 1941, in Duluth, Minnesota, Robert Allen Zimmerman grew up in a modest, working-class Jewish family. But even as a child, Dylan's imagination and passion for music set him apart. He was deeply influenced by the sounds of blues, country, and early rock and roll, often tuning into late-night radio to absorb the music of legends like Hank Williams, Woody Guthrie, and Little Richard. In high school, Dylan's fascination with music blossomed into a full-fledged obsession. He taught himself to play guitar and piano and began performing in local bands. Yet, it wasn't until he enrolled at the University of Minnesota in 1959 and discovered the thriving folk scene in Minneapolis that he found his true calling. Adopting the stage name Bob Dylan, a tribute to the poet Dylan Thomas, he began crafting songs that blended traditional folk melodies with lyrics that spoke to the social and political upheavals of the time. In 1961, Dylan moved to New York City, drawn by the vibrant Greenwich Village folk scene and the chance to meet his hero, Woody Guthrie. His performances at local coffee houses quickly garnered attention, and by 1962, he released his self-titled debut album. While the record contained mostly traditional folk covers, it hinted at the originality and brilliance that would soon define his work. Dylan's breakthrough came with his second album, The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, 1963, which showcased his songwriting prowess with tracks like Blowin', In the Wind, and A Hard Rain's A Gonna Fall. These songs became anthems of the civil rights and anti-war movements, cementing Dylan's reputation as the voice of a generation. His lyrics, rich with metaphor and social critique, resonated with a world on the brink of change. By 1965, Dylan had revolutionized folk music by introducing electric instruments, a controversial move that alienated some purist fans but expanded his audience exponentially. The release of Bringing It All Back Home and Highway 61 Revisited marked the birth of folk rock, with iconic tracks like Subterranean Homesick Blues and Like a Rolling Stone pushing the boundaries of popular music. Dylan's ability to weave complex narratives with vivid imagery and biting social commentary set him apart as a literary and musical genius. But Dylan's artistry went beyond music. He was a poet and a storyteller, drawing inspiration from a vast array of influences, including beat literature, French symbolist poetry, and the Bible. His lyrics often tackled themes of love, loss, identity, and existential angst, challenging listeners to confront uncomfortable truths. Songs like Desolation Row and Visions of Johanna transported audiences to surreal, dreamlike landscapes, where meaning was elusive yet profoundly felt. Despite his acclaim, Dylan was notoriously enigmatic, resisting the labels and expectations thrust upon him. His decision to retreat from public life following a motorcycle accident in 1966 only deepened his mystique. During this period, he recorded the Basement Tapes with the band, an eclectic collection of songs that showcased his versatility and creative spirit. Dylan's career has been defined by reinvention. From the gospel-infused albums of the late 1970s to the introspective works of the 1990s and beyond, he has continually defied categorization. In 2016, he became the first songwriter to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature, a recognition of his profound impact on both music and modern poetry. Fame, however, has always been a double-edged sword for Dylan. His reluctance to embrace the spotlight and his penchant for cryptic interviews have only fueled his legendary status. Yet, through it all, his music remains a testament to his unyielding quest for artistic truth and authenticity. Today, Bob Dylan's influence is immeasurable. From his early protest songs to his later explorations of love and mortality, he has left an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. His induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, multiple Grammy Awards, and the Pulitzer Prize citation are testaments to a legacy that transcends generations. Bob Dylan once said, "A song is anything that can walk by itself." His songs have not only walked but marched, danced, and soared, guiding millions through the complexities of life. In the ever-changing tapestry of music and literature, Dylan stands as a beacon of creativity, a reminder that true art is boundless, fearless, and forever evolving.